Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh and good morning. My name is Muhammad Syarif Imam bin Muhammad Jalani. My metric number is S67020 and I'm from lecture group K2. Okay, today I want to show you how to do solution of individual assignment of cost management accounting 1. So for the first question, which is A, compute the plan-wide predetermined overhead rate for April 2023. Okay, for this question, for this question, it can we need to take the factory overhead cost times divide by direct labor hour 16,000. So we will get RM 16 ringgit per hour. Okay, next B, compute the overhead applied for job Y12, job D20 and job E33. Okay, for this question, in the question given, it has given the total amount for each job. So we take each job total amount and we divide by direct labor cost per hour, which is 20, and we times the answer that we get earlier, which is RM16. So for this question, and we will get 9,776. For job D20, we take the total amount, which is 80,860, and divide by 20 hour and times with RM16 per hour. And we will get 6,448. And for job E33, we take the total amount 3,640 divide by 20 hour and times with RM16 per hour. We will get 2,912. Oh, for question C, compute the factory actual overhead cost for the month. Okay, from this question, we found that there are 5 items that categorized under factory under overhead cost, which is 6,000 of indirect material, 5,000 of indirect labor, 4,000 of depreciation manufacturing asset, 3,600 of incurred factory utility costs, and 3,200 of incurred other factory overhead costs. So we sum it all to get the answer. 6,000 plus 5,000 plus 2,000. So we get answer of 21,800. For question D, compute the under or over applied manufacturing overhead for the month. Okay, for this question, we need to compute these 3 items and minus with the actual factory overhead cost. So we sum these two. We will get the answer of negative 2,664. Question D, Compute the cost of goods manufactured for the month ended 30 April 2023. Okay, for this question, we need to put first we need to put work in process April 1, 2023, which is from the question is 21,000. So take it from the question. Next, cost of direct material use. Okay, from this question, there is mentioned use 100,000 of material for production, but it combined with 6,000 of indirect material. So we need to minus. We need to get from 180, 100,000 and minus with 6,000. So sum it. And we get 174,000. Next is direct labor hour. Direct labor hour we get from total hour that used in this production and times with 20. So and we get 23,920. Next is factory overhead. So from this we need to put the amount of from the question first indirect labor, which is 5,000. Next is indirect material. Direct material 6,000. Next is depreciation on manufacturing asset 4,000. Next is other factory overhead costs. And lastly is other factory overhead costs. So we need to compute these 5 items. Here and we get, okay, wait. Then the total amount of factory overhead is 21,800. Okay, next. We need to compute these 3 items into total manufacturing cost incurred in 2023. So we combine these 3. And we get 218,920. And we sum these 3 into total manufacturing cost. And we get total manufacturing cost of 2,800, 720,000. Lastly, we put the work in process. So here we need to minus. Okay, we put here minus the amount of work in process April 30, 2023, which is 149,160,000. Okay, we put here the amount of this. Lastly, we compute all of this. And the total amount of cost of good manufacture is 91,660. Okay, for the last question, which is Prepare income statement for RMC the month ended 30 April 2023. If the under or ever applied overhead is adjusted to cost of goods sold. Okay, for this question, we need to find the sales amount. So from the question, sales amount is 120,000. Next, we need to find cost of good. First, we put the amount of finished good inventory April 1, 2023, which is 108. For the question, 108, 100,000. Next is cost of good manufactured, which is 91,660 from the amount that we calculate earlier from question E. Okay, to find this both, we need to compute the two amount of this. So we get 108. We get amount of 199,660,000. So next, we put the amount of finished good inventory and we minus it. So the amount is okay. Next, we compute this amount, these two amount, and we get we get 137,660. Next, we plus with the under applied overhead that we get from this question, 2,664. And we get the amount of 140,324,000. So to get the gross profit, we minus this both. Astaghfirullah. To get the gross profit, we minus this both sales and cost of goods sold. And we get the amount of negative 20,324, which means that it is a gross loss. Okay, next, we find the operating expense to minus with the gross profit to get the net profit. So, operating expense, first, depreciation on selling and administrative asset, which is one question is 3,000. Next, advertising expense, 7,000. Lastly, sales and administrative expense. To get the total operating expense, we compute these three. And we get amount of 22,000. Lastly, to get the net profit, we need to compute these two amount, and we get the net loss, which is 42,324. Okay, that's all from me for this question. Thank you for watching.